Hey YouTube, I'm out here in my yard today. I'm going to be putting on the high lift blade that came with my Greenworks Pro 80 volt mower. It's this blade right here. It comes with a bunch of instructions on it or information. It says that this is a high lift blade, that it works better in extreme conditions, whatever that is. I assume that's tall grass and wet grass because it says that on here. It reduces clogging when mowing tall or wet grass, so that must be the extreme conditions. And it also says that it will reduce the run time, the available time that you can run your Greenworks Pro 80 volt mower when using this blade because of the resistance. So you can see here, right through here, that this blade is going to cut the grass and it's going to force the grass up, lift it a little higher, and in theory it will make the grass come down through a second cut and turn into a more like a mulching mower cut. I also have my Honda over here. It is a true mulching mower. So when you look at the blade, which I'll show you, it has what almost looks like two blades on it. So we'll go over that and take a look at it and see the difference. We're also going to change the blade and go through that process as well on the Greenworks. So let's go check out the blade on the Honda. On the Greenworks, we're going to mow using both mowers and try and pick up some clippings and see if there's any difference whatsoever. We're going to mow with the standard blade, the high lift blade, and the Honda today. Okay, so let's go out, give it a run. Juno, you can get out of there. My rat terrier always thinks there's a mouse somewhere. Well, here's the blades that you can see on the Honda. Basically two blades built into one, and it's always on there, so it does a finer cut for mulching, which is different than what the setup will be on the Greenworks Pro, but I thought I'd show it to you. Also, okay, before I change the blade on the Greenworks, I removed both batteries per the instructions in the manual. I've also taken them out of the bagger because I need to put in the mulch plug. So this mulch plug right here gives you the impression that this is a mulching mower. So we're going to give it a try. This one here is the high lift blade. This one is a normal blade. This one fits on like this. This is the downside. And this is how it cuts in this direction. This one's going to fit on like this as well. It's going to cut in this direction. This standard blade actually looks more aggressive than this one, so it's interesting to me. But we're going to go ahead and change it out. You can see on the shaft we have a flat side and the rest of it is rounded. That's so this spacer is going to fit on there only in one direction. You have to make sure that you line that up in the right spot and it'll fit in there. See how it fit in there. When it doesn't fit, looks like that. And then when it fits, it goes all the way in. Now I have to match the blade up to these two indentations. I showed you earlier. You can't put this blade on upside down because those arrows won't fit correctly. So it only fits one way. So that's mistake proofed. That's ready to be put back on. This blade gets torqued down, so you'll need a torque wrench. If you don't have a torque wrench, tighten it down to 25 pounds, and that's going to feel different to every person. That's why they have a torque wrench. Let you know, you might want to borrow one. Another thing that affects torque is that if you use a small wrench like this, you don't get that much strength on it or grip on it, pressure, and so 25 pounds is going to feel differently than if I have a wrench that's going to be longer. So let me go get my torque wrench, tighten this up to 20. Okay, it's a 15 millimeter bolt. My torque wrench is set to 25 pounds. I'm just going to tighten it down, and I'll click when I have 25 pounds. That's 25 pounds. So now it's set and ready to go. This is the mulch plug. It indexes with these two little things here. So it's going to match up with the lawnmower. Fits in just like this. So let's go put this on right now. So lift up your grass chute. If you look down here, you can see two tangs. That's going to match up to these right here, and it'll lock in. So when you take this thing in and out, you want to give it a little squeeze. It's pretty simply just goes in there, give it a little shove, you hear it click, clicked in. It's not going to go anywhere, it can't go further in because these flanges here are going to keep it from going in and interfering with the blade. To take it out, you just squeeze and pull it straight out. Put it back in. Okay, now I'm ready to mulch. So I'm going to make a pass with the Greenworks Pro with both blades. I'm going to change the blade and you'll see that in a minute. I'm also going to use the Honda in the mulch configuration and make a pass as well. When I'm done making these passes, after each pass, I'm going to grab a sample of the grass at the end of the run and see if I can see a difference, and we'll be looking at that video here shortly. So one thing I do like about the Pro is, as you just saw, how easy it is to stand up and work on. That's the storage position right there where you fold down the handlebars and store it. Remember, if you do change the blade, you do want to torque it down. Just don't use a wrench. 25 pounds is what I'm using. Pretty simple task. It's mistake proof. So here I'm making my last pass with a second blade. So let's take a look at the results and see if we can see any differences. Okay, these are the 3 different samples. Going over basically the same area in the yard, trying to see if there's a distinguishable difference. You might be able to see something here. They're pretty much equal. I would have to say that maybe this one, it's hard to say, is a finer cut, but it is brand new, so maybe that's not fair. But it seems to work fine. But this is just a normal one, and it might give us the biggest or longest blade of grass. Not as much mulching action. So there's a difference anyway, comparing them. All right, we're finished trying out the Greenworks Pro high lift blade that has been suggested to use if you're going to try mulching. You'll need to put your mulch plug in. You can run it with a bag or without a bag. You'll need a 15 millimeter wrench and a torque wrench. You want to torque it back down to 25 foot-pounds, and you want to take your batteries out per the instructions that come in the manual. Again, it's very convenient in that I don't have to put any gas in it, I don't have to change the oil, and if you're changing the blade in a typical lawnmower, you gotta worry about the gas and the oil spilling out, and getting up into the cylinder. So this is much more convenient. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you check out my other videos. Take care. Good luck out in the yard.